We're on board one of Royal Caribbean's oldest cruise ships in the entire cruise ship fleet, Enchantment of the Seas. And today, I'm taking you through the good, bad, and ugly of an Oceanview Cabin. What's going on? My name is Jared. Jordan is out filming this ship, but this is the oldest class of cruise ship for Royal Caribbean, still in service today. And so we want to test out this ship before we get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, as well as if we would ever book this stateroom ever again. Please subscribe to the channel. All we do is cruise content. So if you love cruising, you are bound to love what we have to offer. Let's start out with the good, and there is actually more good than we expected there to be. Right when we walked in, we noticed the storage. There is a lot of storage space with over 13 drawers. There's a 14th drawer in the bathroom that's so small that I feel like we can't count it as a full drawer. But yes, there are 13 plus drawers in this cabin, which makes it a really enjoyable cabin for longer stays if you have a lot to put away. On top of that, there are hooks. There are 4 hooks in the bathroom and 1 hook outside. A lot of people love to bring their own personal hooks because there aren't any in the stateroom. That's not the case here. There's a lot of hooks for hanging things up. On top of that, there is the clothesline in the shower if you need to dry any of your wet clothes. Another thing we noticed right when walking in is the amount of mirrors in this cabin. There are so many mirrors, and they're big mirrors. So you can really get ready across the room. If you have multiple people staying in here, or even just 2 people, you both can have plenty of room to get ready, do that hair, do your makeup, whatever it may be that you need to do. Speaking of doing your makeup, there's a really nice vanity here. This vanity is a great workspace or a place to put on makeup or do any of your finishing touches before going out. And it comes with a seat with a back. A lot of times chairs don't have full backs, so if you are working from sea, this is definitely a cabin that you could do that without having those back aches an hour in. Let's talk a little bit about the good in the bathroom. And it really is the fact that overall, the bathroom feels a little more updated. It does have a little cleaner, fresher white color palette. It doesn't feel as old or outdated as what you see on a lot of cruise ship bathrooms. So we were pleasantly surprised that it was a little bit brighter and newer, and definitely felt like it was updated, more modern than some other lines. Lastly, we have to talk about the ocean view window. Now, this is something that we love to have. Having natural light during the day is great, but we've come across some ocean view windows where you don't get much light. That is not the case here. There's plenty of light that comes in, as you can see on my face right now. Lots of natural light, which is great for those that want to, be able to see out and get some of that natural sunlight inside their stateroom. That was the good. Let's talk about the bad. But before we get into the bad, reminder, there is one ugly at the end of the video, and it's something that may keep the most amount of people away from this type of cruise cabin. Getting into the bad, the first one is, well, quite obvious. This is an outdated cabin. Besides the bathroom having a little bit more of an updated look, overall, well, this isn't really this century. This is a cabin from the past, and that doesn't affect everyone, but something to know when you're booking Enchantment of the Seas. Next, we have to talk about the storage. We said this was a good thing, and overall it is, but there's one area that a lot of people like to take in consideration when coming on a cruise, and that is under the bed storage space. We found that our larger suitcases do not really fit well underneath the bed. However, we have a cruise tip or cruise hack, and this is not that completely wild of a cruise hack. But what we have found is a lot of cruise cabins, there's plenty of space under the bed, just not enough height, right? There's plenty of width, just not enough height. So what we do is we open up our larger suitcases, lay them flat, almost like an open-faced sandwich. And a lot of times they work just fine under the bed. That is the same for here, and very true here. We have 2 large suitcases. Didn't fit normally when it's zipped up, but once we open it up, it is good to go. There is no mini fridge. There is no place to put something to get it colder in the stateroom, which is truly a miss because that's something that I think all of us really do like when coming and cruising on board. Another bad is the outlet situation. Now, not everyone has the technical wants and needs of being plugged in while at sea, but for those of us that do, there's only 2 US outlets and 2 European outlets inside the cabin, and not a single outlet by the bed. Of course, if you're one that has a CPAP machine, just request an advance for an extension cord and they will provide one. Do not worry, they do want to make sure that you are healthy and sound asleep with that CPAP. Let's jump into the bathroom. Even though it's updated in general, one thing is not updated, and that is, well, the shower curtain. We don't love shower curtains. They obviously cling to the body when wet. Not a great thing, especially with the waves moving, but it's one thing that does happen with a lot of older ships, so it's somewhat expected to have a curtain. And lastly, in that same shower, there is no footrest. For anyone that needs to shave in the shower, it is going to be a little more difficult on board Enchantment of the Seas. That was the bad, and now it's time for the ugly. This is, well, unfortunate. We walked right into our cabin and noticed this pretty quickly. The overall upkeep and maintenance of a lot of the things inside this cabin are, well, there's stuff left to be desired. For example, there are holes in the walls. There are scratches on pretty much any wood paneling or wood drawers, wood furniture, anything with wood on it. There are scratches and wear and tear all over. We even saw it on the mirror. There's a ton of scratches on the mirror, and I don't know who did this. I don't know why they did it, but they were angry. And let me just tell you, those scratches aren't coming out. So we can see that this ship has been utilized for a while and has really not kept the maintenance or upkeep that other newer ships or other ships may have. This could keep a lot of people away if you really wanted to get away and relax, because it just doesn't feel like that inviting, relaxing space. However, at the end of the day, it's just decor, or it's just things that aren't actually used, right? You don't really have to worry about it. It's just ugly to look at. It's a literal ugly to look at. So for us, overall, this cabin works for us. It's not the best cabin, but it's definitely not the worst cabin. And at the end of the day, the bed's comfortable. We're able to get a shower in and sleep every night. And that's all we really need from a cruise cabin. We have a lot of good to talk about, but overall, we would definitely stay in this cabin again. Let us know your thoughts, though. Is this a cabin that you would go and cruise in? Let us know. We want to know all of your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up. And until next time, see ya.